up, podcast people? First and foremost, me and my pod brothers do want to say thank you to every one of y'all that's been watching, staying tuned, and locked in with us. We are now up to 20 subscribers. So thank you to all y'all. We getting bigger and better. We got new things coming up. Uh, so KD,
What's
we
up, man?
finally done we done passed that mark. I
What's
got
the
the
mark?
first one. I got the first one. Got the first one
Oh,
out the
too.
way.
I saw you. It all starts here.
Point
I got
oh six.
it. Was that close?
That close. Point oh six.
Dang, these wins coming tough. Hey, they say the first one always the toughest.
Hey, hey, I'm gonna treat it just like they say with scholarships. Once one come, they keep rolling.
Yeah,
So
you gotta
hey, we're
do.
gonna
You
that's
gotta
all
start
that's
a
all we
run
look
from somewhere.
yeah, that's all we looking for. How you do this week?
Horrible. I
'Cause
lost again. Uh, my team played horribly. I had a lot of people not perform, and yeah, they put me in a bad spot. I think I'm like third now, third or fourth now. So that was a tough win. I'm in a tough loss, tough week. So we're gonna bounce back though.
I
I can't
expected.
see. I can't see that repeating itself again. I can't see it.
Oh, I can only imagine. Well,
Sad.
you actually started up a little fuss in some of the videos in the comment section. So I feel like you need to address the hate you've been giving these Dolphins and Dolphin fans. You need to address
Hey,
that.
I ain't gave no hate to no Dolphins fan. I just call it how I see it. I'm not apologizing for nothing that I said because I meant it, and I still meant it. It ain't like it ain't like I said this and we looking at it ain't like the coaches and the quarterbacks going at it in the media or nothing, or like the quarterback calling somebody out indirectly through the media, which caused a stir that the coach had to patch it up. It ain't like the franchise is, doing some weird things right now that just paints the picture that chaos is inside that locker room. So I think the take from whoever had a problem with what I said, it didn't age well for them. The Dolphins, they didn't do a good deed behind that this week. They ain't looking that good.
Yeah, I will
Burn
say
it
it
down.
was
Mark, burn it down.
it was not a good look for your quarterback and or team captain to take the podium after a game in which he threw three interceptions to try to indirectly acknowledge somebody else about their wrongdoings. But
Tua.
you
Tua
say,
got the nerve. Tua got the nerve to call somebody out publicly.
mm. I mean, hey, Tua's a class act. What his things on and off the field are different, but
Peep
I, I
this.
just I just think that
If
was a
you had a
bad
problem with
time.
what I said before, you're gonna really have a problem now. Ain't none of them people gonna be there next year. Mike McDaniel ain't gonna be there. Tua ain't gonna be there. Tyreek is already gone.
I feel like this all starts from the GM though. I feel like the GM got to be the one that go. Him too. Chris,
I
what's his name? Chris Greer.
and Miami fans don't take this personal because I know this is a sensitive topic for y'all because y'all been sucking for a little bit of time now, and it's
Boss.
getting frustrating. Pause. And it's getting a little frustrating. So you want to take your anger out on me? I'll just call a spade, man. My Bengals ain't looking good either, so I understand. But I can smell the fire burning. It's time to burn it down, man.
I am glad that you brought your boys up. What you switch sports on me, man? What you doing?
Oh no, I just let basketball coming back, baby. We less than 7 days away. Basketball coming back.
Oh, so is this time for us to try to launch this fantasy basketball league as well?
Hey, we do need to look into that when the time is ticking.
I'm like, say, yeah, we got 7 days. I feel like this is an ample enough time. I mean, hey, you got a week. We got a week to get everybody in, subscribers. Hey, y'all come in, join. We'll get a link sent out or posted in the video subscription or description, and we'll get this jumping. But
And let me be clear: just because you see this Nuggets apparel on, don't get stuff twisted. I know what week it is. I know what week this is.
oh, that's what I'm trying to figure out why you switching up.
I ain't never switching.
Mm.
I ain't never
I mean, you
switching.
got I
Flacco putting up 300 on y'all.
okay.
You want to talk about a pause comment? Should have heard what Jamar said. Jamar said something crazy to the media. I was like, whoa. You want to talk about pause worthy? Still a week. I know what this is. You lucky I'm talking to you, but I have a job, I have an obligation. So I put everything to the side. Now after this recording, after this episode,
Oh, it's all fair game. I may or may not look in your direction Thursday. I don't know.
it's up. It's up. See, I heard you ducking me too. You don't want to watch the game, you ducking. You got
What?
prior engagements and stuff.
Welcome to Point Blank Period. Point Blank Period.
Point blank period.
Point blank period.
Point Blank Period. No pressure.
Can't have a baseball conversation without bringing up Ohtani.
He's a great pitcher and a power hitter. Yo, this man's top 5.
I'm still taking today's NFL.
I'm going with the Niners.
None of them are better than Brady.
This is your argument?
No, what I'm saying is, who's MVP? Do they not matter no more?
Everything you said before that point is irrelevant.
Not how the NFL works, baby.
We drafted your replacement already. So
Whoa. I don't gotta talk to no peons.
Why not just come back and prove?
This time he's really going off. Fireworks.
Because we can't argue facts. What I told you when you got involved with this.
This
Grown
is
man business. Grown man business.
Point Blank Period podcast, the best sports podcast, Point Blank Period. This is episode 26, Pod Brothers. Welcome to the Brotherhood of Love. With that being said, I'm going to start with Mr. Amari, who be sharing love with first as the player of the week. It's on you, Mr. Amari.
well, like he stated in his revenge game and beforehand, they should have buckled up. Rico Dowdle, man. 239 yards, 1 touchdown in his revenge game against Dallas. I feel like that's very much properly known, even though, I mean, sad to say, he's an undrafted player. He had a stellar season for Dallas, although they decided not to bring him back. And he showed them why they should have. But he definitely was one of the players of the week, yet again. Another player of the week I have, actually, Mahomes. He had 257 yards, 4 touchdowns, dropping off a very high caliber Detroit Lions defense. And last but not least, I have Drake London and Bijan Robinson, 2 of Atlanta's superstar studs who actually thwarted the Buffalo Bills on Monday night. Drake London going for 10 receptions, 158 yards and a touchdown, and Bijan going for 170 yards and a touchdown, one being a spectacular 81-yard touchdown run. Katie, you got anybody else?
Yeah, my one person I picked for the player of the week was Pat Mahomes with the 4 tutties in a big win. But other names that you didn't touch that I had down was Scatterbo for the Giants. He had a big game. He looked like Peyton Hillis in his prime. And at that point, 3 touchdowns, only 98 yards, but getting in that end zone means a lot more. And it was a big win for them that nobody really saw coming or could have expected. George Pickens put up another great performance while CD's down. He's earning that check. He's going to get paid. As long as he stay even kill and don't do none of that off the field stuff that kind of hurts him, he'll be fine. And Jackson Smith and Jigba put up 162 with a touchdown as well. So those guys balled out, but Mahomes would be my player of the week if I had to pick one.
Right.
Oh, and best receiver in the world scored again too.
Yeah, DK did score this weekend.
Cool.
All right. So with that being said, Mr. Amari brought up 2 guys from the Atlanta Falcons, and they both played on Monday Night Football. So I'm gonna start with you, Mr. KD. What's your recap on Monday Night Football in particular, the Falcons versus the Bills? Washington versus Chicago. What's your thought? It's on you, Mr. KD.
You put Bijan and who? Who else you said? Drake?
Yeah.
He balled out. How I feel about Monday night games. It was two good games actually. I didn't watch both of them, and I caught only a little bit of the Bills and Falcons game because I saw the writing on the wall early. In the Bills and Falcons game, once again, I guess to IT, he fell into love saying play down the competition. I guess they played down the competition again in this one. I just think, they are who they are. Go ahead and crown them. What the coach said, they are who we thought they were. But Josh Allen with the 3 turnovers really put them in a bad situation and bad position. Defense didn't help them out at all. That defense looked atrocious on Monday night. When you got a running back that goes off for over 200 scrimmage yards, you got one receiver that go for over 150. You didn't stop the run or the pass. So what were you really out there doing? So defense didn't do them no favors, but the turnovers kind of put them in some tough situations. But the Falcons was a big win. We're not going to talk too down on the Bills too heavy. We're just going to praise the Falcons for the performance they put out. But now the question marks are going to start raising about Buffalo because they've had probably the easiest schedule so far, and we have not come away from that the way they should, or feeling like they're a dominant team, or now we're questioning if they're a serious team. So the questions are going to raise. Who y'all got next, IT?
They got the Panthers next up, but it's crazy that you.
Why can't I get a schedule like that? Shit.
No, so it's actually insane that you did bring that up because I believe in some of our earlier episodes, I did mention that the Bills were the only team in the NFL favored in every game this year. And they
why.
And I mean, yeah, with the strength of schedule that they have, but they still managed to come up short in a couple of games so far.
And they having dogfights with these teams.
Yeah, like they had a dogfight with New Orleans. They just had a dogfight with Atlanta, and that ended up being a loss. A dogfight with New England, who they were expected to, well, the Bills were expected to run the AFC East, which now the Patriots now lead. So
I don't know if they're gonna run it now. The Patriots don't look too shabby.
yeah, I mean, have you seen the AFC standings?
Yeah, it's tight. It's a lot of teams up top.
I mean, I know.
I'm one track minded,
Being one of them.
I win this division, I'm good. I just gotta stay one track minded.
Understandable. Being a division winner right now.
No, you're not a division winner. You're a division leader. Don't ever get
division winner.
Division leader.
Division winner. You speak these things into existence.
No. Not when I'm here.
Yeah.
You speak that to yourself. When Cincinnati has a representative. But yeah, the Bills, a lot of questions raised. Bears, Commanders, to be quick, it was a good game. The Bears pulled it out. I think they turned in that corner, and they're starting to put some things together. And Ben Johnson and Caleb Williams have some synergy on the offensive side. He's not turning the ball over and making as many bonehead plays as we saw him to earlier. DeAndre Swift had a good game. So, yeah, Bears pulled it out. But I was more focused on that Bills-Falcons game.
I just want to bring it back to when I said it the last time about giving up on Caleb. I said all he had to be was serviceable, and now he's being serviceable, and everything is now clicking.
No, you can't be serviceable, man. You're our number 1 overall pick. We need you to be more than serviceable.
We need you to be serviceable within your rookie contract. I need to see what I saw for you to be a first-round pick after that.
I need more than serviceable.
I'm sorry, and I'll give you your credit when credit is due. Not everybody can be Joe Burrow.
Oh no, he can't be Joe Burrow. Come on now, don't go to the top of the ladder. Mellow down, make him a Jared Goff or something like that.
I mean, Jared Goff went to the Super Bowl too.
Yeah, we put talent around you. We expect you to get some playoff wins.
Yeah, the best running back in the league at the time.
Oh no, I'm talking about the Bears. They ain't got no best running back in the
league.
No. What you got about Monday night? What you say about Monday night's 2 games?
I mean, the Bills your MVP didn't show, and
he showed.
your MVP played like he was the MIP, like he was the most improved when he was the most valuable just last season. So you can't look for improvement on that because at that point I'm expecting the best of you every single time. You put up 7 touchdowns and no interceptions in your first 3 games to have a 2 game slumber to then go 7 touchdowns with 5 turnovers in the next three. Um, I don't know what this says about his pace going into the latter half of the season, but they're gonna need to ramp some things up, or I mean, you still have to play the Patriots again. I mean, although I mean next week you play the Panthers. I mean, the Panthers on a 2 game winning streak, and you're on a 2 game losing streak. So either you're gonna bounce back or you can get smacked in the mouth again by the NFC South. So this is their time to not sit here and look like frauds. Whereas with the Commanders and the Bears, like you said, the Bears are definitely showing a lot more chemistry and everything. Things are starting to click more between Caleb Williams and Ben Johnson. Even putting and involving Roma Dunze into that game even more. Um, Sadly, even though this is something that I would have saved for the injury report, DJ Moore did have to be hospitalized after the game just as a precautionary measure, but they're they are clicking. The Ben Johnson era is definitely getting going, and I think Caleb Williams and Ben Johnson are in the Bears along with Ben Johnson are something to worry with in the NFC North for the future.
You said frauds.
For the Bills,
Yeah.
yes, to lose to
Can
the
we call them?
Falcons, to
Can
lose
we
to,
call them frauds? That's what I'm lost on. We can't keep comparing them to who they were last year.
we're
This year,
not.
right now, can we call them frauds? I think they are who they are.
I mean, a team that was considered to be favored in all 16 games,
They not that.
a team led by the MVP, a team that just went in a shootout against Baltimore in week 1, just went
How
out
many
there
wins Baltimore
and,
got?
pardon my French, but shit, they just shit the bed against the Atlanta Falcons.
How many wins Baltimore got?
Baltimore, you're right. Baltimore has 1 win. They have not played anybody. They have not played a 500 team yet,
And they struggling.
outside of the Patriots, and they lost. And then Atlanta, and they lost.
I don't think we can call them frauds because to call them frauds would mean we look at them at a higher standard for this season. If you're judging off this season, they have not been that good. I thought they were winning despite of some things, but now I'm seeing that they've been consistent. One thing we can say about them, they've been consistent as far as totality. Josh Allen was tremendous start, but the defense has been consistent. His weapons have been consistent, and they've been pretty consistent thus far this season. So they're telling you who they are. We just got to start believing them.
All right.
All right. So we're gonna get to the 4-week breakdown. I'm gonna start with you, Mr. Amari. We got the Eagles lose to the Giants. The Steelers win again. Yes, again. The new brother on the block, or is still old man Joe with the Cincinnati Bengals. Week 6, team 6. What's your thoughts? Matt Jones, the real Matt Jones come. He led the league with passing yards per average per game to get over 300 yards, still lose. Miami, they spiraling. We got the quarterback woes.
Who?
Miami.
They what?
We got the quarterback woes. Gabriel and Justin Fields for the Jets. The Chiefs look like they back. The Ravens still losing. The Colts come back. It's on you, Mr. Amari.
I'll touch on half of that, and I'll let Katie get the rest of it, and then we can go ahead and go back and forth. But the Eagles loss to the Giants was, I would say, very unpredictable. But then again, I mean, the NFL is a league that any given Sunday somebody can come out and smack you in the mouth. And being that these 2 unproven and unknown commodities in the backfield being Jackson Dart and Cam Scatterbo, they took this, I would say, unrefined Philadelphia defense and laid waste to them. Uh, as we already touched on earlier, Scotabo 93 yards, three touchdowns. He showed face. He had his true welcoming party to the New York Giants, New York football, and the New York sports media, as well as Cam Dart. I said Cam Dart, Jackson Dart. He is welcoming himself to New York media, being I would say, the personality that I believe they always were looking for, and just truly taking command of this team, trying to be a leader early for them. I think the offseason losses for Philadelphia, not bringing in an edge after losing Josh Sweat, not really trying to improve at wide receiver 3 or even RB2, being that these are some positions that actually need help for you, and even not addressing the safety position after trading Chauncey Gardner, and ultimately getting nothing from that deal because the player that you got in return is not even on your team anymore. So I think these are significant losses. Having the ability to assign Isaiah Rogers, who KD has made notice of on Defensive Player of the Year watch. They had the ability to re-sign Isaiah Rogers and didn't, and cornerback 2 has been a serious weak spot for them so far this season as well. So I just think like I said, the offseason losses are really starting to strike Philly, and a lot of teams are really starting to see what these weaknesses are in their defense. As far as Pittsburgh, I should say no less. Say nonetheless. I mean, we played the Browns, not not like other teams who struggle with the Browns, but I mean, we played the Browns. So
Yeah, we beat them too.
I mean, yeah, struggle with that though. But it's like, play the Browns. I mean, I expect no less. Like you said, Steelers win again. But Katie, what you got? You got any comments on the first half of this Eagles Giants game?
Yeah, man. The Eagles. A couple weeks back, I went out there on the limb and said it's looking like the Bills and Eagles showdown. But I want to take
Hey, I,
that back. That didn't age
hey, I
well.
said it too. I said Philly looked like they was poised to run it back.
And the reason I said that is because they were two flawed teams, but they still were winning. And that's usually what shows you great teams, where they don't have to play their best and still can eke out a win. But I think as the season goes off, you would hope that they would trend away from um, those performances. And it's actually going the opposite way. They're actually falling right into these performances, and all these mistakes are starting to hurt them. So I don't know if it's that. I really think this season, as we stand right now, going into week 7, is wide open. I don't think you have no hands down favorites in the AFC or the NFC. It's a lot of football left, of course, and I think a lot of things will be determined down the stretch. But the season's wide open. It's a parity, a lot of parity around the league right now. But as far as that game specifically, they kind of got the offense going for a little bit. So I thought that was going to be a positive, but then the defense failed them, and they couldn't stop Scatterbo from getting in the end zone. And Jackson Dart looked good, and Jalen Carter, what's going on with him? He having a lot of little incidents so far this season. I don't know if it's a head case thing. We might need a nickname for him, like the George Pickens nickname. He got some stuff going on, man. But they need him on the field. You can really feel it when he's not out there. And hopefully that gets to him, and he realizes how important he is to that defensive front. But you touched on a lot of the points. They're paying for their offseason decisions right now. And, the trade deadline is here. They're going to have to try to fix it, at least make a shot. I believe Howie will swing at something to change this around. But they got to get that offense with all that firepower going. But the offensive line is kind of hurting them right now. It's definitely hurting them right now. And their defensive line, it doesn't look that fearsome. So they got to, like I said, about Buffalo, I'm going to say about Philly, they got to find an identity. And once they get that, maybe they can fix it. But that's two flawed teams right now. Not to take another shot at Buffalo, but that's two flawed teams. Heavily flawed.
So to spin back,
I'm not talking to the Steelers. You know that. So
I say yeah, you can go ahead. I mean, I wouldn't really want to talk on winners when we got to talk about your loss right afterwards. But
that was,
uh,
hey,
to,
that was
to
one of the
swing
better
over
losses.
to
I've been
swing
shit this year. That
to
was a good loss.
Cincinnati versus
Green Bay.
versus Green Bay. Joe Flacco didn't disappoint. He actually did revive this offense. You can tell the reason and why Cincinnati made this move for him, because it being able to have someone be able to facilitate and put the ball in the hands of your dynamic playmakers that you did pay all this money for. Um, it shows. I mean, they stayed in contention for this game all the way up until the end, to the point where Joe Flacco almost had a second chance at beating them, but still came up short.
Gave the first half away. And
Yeah,
that's what really pissed me off. We gave the first. It was nothing we got going. It was no creativity. Of course, I've been saying it for the past couple weeks. Zach Taylor disappointed me in that first half, man. We
I love
didn't.
this part. I love this part of the pod when he starts
We,
trashing his own team. I love it.
no, not the team, just the coach. I'm at a loss for words when I be watching these games. Like the first half is like we didn't even try anything. We was calling some stuff. Man, the first play of the game was a wide receiver reverse for Jamar Chase after he shifted. Everybody on the defense knows what's about to come. Why? The first
We,
12
we about to
plays, you
we
know
about
this
to get
because you're
some
a football
shirts that
player.
say "Fire Zach Taylor."
The first 12 plays is usually scripted. Your first drive is usually scripted. So that means you went over this constantly and throughout the week and put a lot of thought into it, saying this is what's going to put us in the best situation to get some points out the gate. That's what you come up with. We had a 3-0. It was disgusting, man. But in the second half, I think he kind of let Joe Flacco roam and actually really got a chance to see what we have behind center right now as far as his arm capabilities and his wisdom, his experience and everything. And I think Joe Flacco fell into the bag of, I got Jamar Chase, so I'm going down that mountain throwing at him. And he put it in
Mhm.
some windows where might be a bad decision to throw to him, but really is it ever a bad decision to throw to Jamar Chase? That's the new question. So
The
I
one-handed catch
came,
between two players,
oh my gosh. What?
cinema, absolute cinema.
And I don't know what dang, I should have remembered his name. Because I remembered his name during the game. What was the corner? Shit, he ain't that big of a deal. But one of the
Tayshaun
corners,
Nixon,
was that him? No, Nixon was getting dogged. That was 25. I believe. I could be right. You could be right. I don't know. But
yeah,
it was another.
25. That's Tayshaun Nixon.
Yeah, he was getting dogged. He didn't really do nothing to piss Chase off.
Valentine,
I think that's who it was. He did the gritty after he made a stop.
yep.
You don't piss Jamar Chase off, man. That's just not a smart thing to do. So 2 plays after that, we gritty and in the end zone. It's a big difference. But like I said, that was a good loss. I'll take that loss because it shows me a light at the end of the tunnel. Our schedule is about to soften up. I believe we have the third easiest schedule for the remainder of the season. We're still staying good as far as 1-0 in the division, and we got some division games coming up. I'm not scared of Pittsburgh. I'm not scared of Baltimore. We've already knocked down Cleveland. So I actually feel positive about what we can do with Joe Flacco if we can keep him upright.
If he can survive this icy hot bowl between him and Aaron Rodgers, I'll be fine.
And it ain't fair, man, because my boy on a short week. You know your bones don't heal like that. I don't like that short week. I don't like how this schedule turned out, man.
Like I said, icy hot bowl.
Your boy played early. I don't like this.
Hey, but like I said, icy hot and Epsom salt. That's all. That's the only thing that's gonna help you right now. Um, but to round this out with I feel like we don't need to talk about Miami anymore.
You sure you don't want to?
No,
Because I got more in the chamber.
nah, I think we got enough. I feel like at that point we starting to clip farm. We just starting to rage bait Miami fans.
AD, keep the popcorn.
Yeah,
So
IT just want
what
to
is
stir the
that?
pot. IT just want to stir the pot, talking about keep it going. But I feel like
How
Miami
many
already hot
turnovers Tua
enough.
had? How many turnovers Tua had?
Miami already hot. We don't need to get it boiling. But to talk about QB sorrows or woes or however you want to spin it, I can't say I feel bad for Cleveland because me personally, it was a brain dead move to even trade your QB who you thought to be a week one starter to
Following after your
send.
coach.
Hey, y'all called Derek Carr. I don't want to hear nothing from y'all
You
desperate folk.
following. You
Y'all
following after your
desperate.
coach.
That's what y'all are. Y'all are desperate.
Yes, we were. Did you see Jake Browder? Did you see him? Did you see him? Led the league in interceptions through 2.5 games. Did you see him?
Yeah, I seen him.
We
I
were
was hoping
desperate.
I was hoping he was gonna be playing this Thursday.
Yeah, we
For
were
real.
desperate.
But I mean, I just don't see it. Me personally, it's a brain dead move to trade your quarterback who you sought to be a week one starter to a team that you still gotta play.
You gonna do word for word from your coach? He's brainwashing
Hey,
you guys. He's brainwashing.
brainwash.
I love
It makes
Tomlin.
no
I
sense.
love Tomlin.
It makes no sense.
Hey,
But
IT,
you
I
still
don't
have to
want to
play
say
them.
it. It was no reason for him to take that jab. I think he's a little scared, IT. I think I don't know. Tomlin might be a little nervous with Flacco over in Cincinnati. I don't see why he took that jab. But hey, he might be a little nervous.
Hey, if you want to take, like I said, I took his words verbatim out of what he said in his interview. I'll take some more that he said before when Joe Flacco was on the Colts. He said to keep Anthony Richardson upright because I don't want to play against Joe Flacco's experience. So again, I mean, and
You
I
don't want to
respect
play
that.
that experience with Jamar Chase and T. Higgins. Hey man, I'm
If I
like I
didn't,
said,
if I didn't
it's
want
good
to play
luck.
that experience with Michael Pittman,
Yeah.
I really wouldn't want to play it with Jamar Chase and T. Higgins.
Yeah, hey, AFC North, be very afraid.
And mind you, sad and this is my trauma right here. Joe Flacco came in that game when with Indy and he won. So he
The
beat
thing
us
about
that.
it is, Flacco is still a talented QB, and that's what really puts you in a better position because one, from the neck up, like Mike Tomlin pointed out, as much coverage as he's seen and as many games and formations and everything as he's seen, you can't copy that. You feel me? You can't mimic that. Uh, so his experience alone puts him in a echelon of dangerousness um, that a defensive coordinator or a head coach or whatever don't want to have to go against if they don't have to. And then the fact that his arm is still capable as well. Hey, I'm not giving all the gems away, man. I feel good about Joe Flacco behind center. If we can keep him upright, like I said, I feel very positive about this season. You see how I did a whole 180 from 2-3 weeks ago when I was ready to burn it all down, i.e. Miami. And now
He's still with the Miami shots.
I feel a lot better because the quarterback situation is a little better. Hey, if Miami fixed the Tua situation, they might feel positive like I feel right now.
If you fix the turnover situation, everything will be a little. Hey man, don't get me started. Don't drag me into this Miami hate train
I'm
that
not
you got
trying to.
going
I'm
on.
not trying
Don't
to.
drag don't drag me in this.
I was told from IT that I hit a soft spot.
And you still poking it. You
Oh, you
don't
don't let
you
people you don't let me know I hit a soft spot. You don't want to do that. Don't let me know. Don't
hey
let me
man.
know. If I see you drop your left every time I hook, I'm going for that hook all fight. I'm not gonna switch it up on you.
Well, since we're speaking of hooks, I mean, hey, your
Let me
biggest
see a segue.
rival in the playoffs, they coming back with some jabs now. The Chiefs. Are they
Yeah.
back?
Are they
You,
back?
I mean, me personally, I wouldn't. I have to see this first week with the return of Rasheed Rice first.
Mahomes is back.
Mahomes is
He has
back.
been
He
him.
he's been on fire. But now
That
with
defense
Rasheed Rice coming back, I would have to see how this offense shifts to say that they're back.
I'm worried about that defense. Because that's what really puts Kansas City over the edge. The offense is going to be the offense because they have the best quarterback in the league running the offense, and then probably the best offensive head coach in the league as well. So I don't really worry about their offense, but when their defense is dominant, that's what makes them, dang near cheat code. So I'm worried about that defense. That defense don't look as scary as they did the past 2 years, you'll say. and it might be aging. They're aging, or I don't know. I can't really pinpoint it, but Mahomes is back. I'm confident saying that he's back. He's been him lately.
Yeah, I mean, aside from the Jacksonville game, which I mean, even still, Mahomes put a performance, but that defense, they just like you said, they look sad. Like the energy is not there. They're
Yeah,
not
it's just
playing with the
something
type of
off.
fire that they used to. So
And you can say the same thing about Philly. And sometimes that happens when you're so accustomed to playoff success that you kind of just float through the regular season because the motivation isn't really there, like to the level as it might need to be. They just know that we're going to be in it at the end of the season, and once we get into the playoffs, we're as dangerous as anybody. So sometimes having that to fall back on kind of makes you a little mellow throughout the season.
I can
But hey,
definitely see
Mahomes,
that.
Mahomes.
But I mean, speaking of teams on fire, offense and defensively, the Colts started out shaky against Arizona, but still ended up coming back to win.
I could be on two MVP trains, right?
I mean, uh, only one person can win it.
I'm saying, but I could still.
If I was to jump on anybody's MVP train, it's Baker Mayfield.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to see. Can I hitch on to that train as well?
And like you said, you got to stay in one car.
All right, I stick with DJ Daniel Jones. But Baker's
Baker, ooh, that boy, without any of his top weapons, still coming through and winning the game. Baker's dog, man. And I can actually like Baker now because he's not in Cleveland.
I always liked Baker. I just didn't like.
I like Baker as a player. I didn't like the
Yeah,
fact that he played for Cleveland. Now he out of
I didn't like.
Cleveland.
I didn't like that his
He's,
on the field didn't match with his personality and everything. But now it's matching. So
I
right where
mean,
you need to be.
I don't know if I feel like him in Cleveland, being that he was still on a rookie contract, I feel like he was trying so hard to play within the confines of what Kevin Stefanski and the offense wanted that it
Well,
made
he
him
had
bad.
Hugh
With now
Jackson.
he has control.
He had Hugh. I don't know if he was there with Stefanski. Was he there with Stefanski? I think he had Hugh.
Stefanski was there with him.
Uh, I remember Freddie Kitchens, Hugh Jackson. Um,
Yeah, I want to say Stefanski was there for his last two.
mm.
But even still, it's like you didn't have a foundation in Cleveland to. I mean, of course, you come in to Tampa Bay in the wake of Tom Brady's departure. So they already have a foundation. They just won the Super Bowl not too many, not I believe like 2 or 3 years before. They were already set. You walked into a team that had weapons already around you. But Baker Mayfield coming into Tampa Bay on the heels of Tom Brady's departure, he was coming into a system with already proven receivers with Mike Evans and Chris Godwin, and even more so, a determined defense who was ready to say that they could continuously run the NFC South. So all he had to do was facilitate, get the passes to his pass catchers, and let them make plays. But he did that and succeeded it. He went deep he had deep playoff runs, and he's been continuously, I believe, since he's gotten in the NFC South, he's been running it. So
Well,
Baker
man,
can truly be himself now in Tampa Bay, being the what he used to be, quote unquote, cocky, and now because his off the field matches the on the field, as you said.
it ain't hard to run the NFC South, but I guess it is still a feat. But no, Baker just showed he's cerebral. You know, certain people you can't give multiple opportunities, and I felt like he felt that this might be his last one, and it was a great one that he fell into, and he's made the most of his situation. So yeah, I'm on. I got an NFC MVP guy, and I got an AFC MVP guy.
Uh,
That's how I'm calling it.
mm-mm, mm-mm. You got Daniel Jones taking it home. I
You got
got Baker
Jonathan Taylor.
Mayfield.
No, you can't change. You got Jonathan Taylor.
Not the offensive player of the year.
Speaking of Daniel Jones, what's your overall thoughts about the Colts and they win last week and how far they can go going further? It's on you, Mr. Amari.
I feel like they win last week showed how determined they are as a team in general. Falling short, in my eyes, I would say kind of handed it over to Arizona, and Arizona just kind of didn't take the bait. They didn't want it enough, and Daniel Jones came back and showed that yeah, he's learned a few things since being in Indianapolis, and so um, Indiana Jones stole it, stole that win. I think as far as playoff implications though, uh, I can see them the second round maybe. Kitty,
Shout out Lou Anarumo. Our old D coordinator, he working magic over there in Indianapolis, as he
you need to
did
bring him back.
too. Yeah. No, I like what Al Golden's been doing on the defensive side. Well, you just haven't had an
Hmm?
offense that match up. Yeah, we've been in some games defensively, but yeah, shout out Lou Anarumo. But Daniel Jones has been the star of that show, as well as Jonathan Taylor. I give him a shout out too because he helps ease the load. But I think it's about time to take him serious. The way the season is right now, with the season, like I said, still being wide open with so many teams that we hesitant to say are they contenders or pretenders. Uh, I think you got to take Indianapolis serious. They've been consistent. They play a winning style of football with the way they're able to run the ball and the defense is able to get stops and get it back to them. So I think we could take Indianapolis serious. And at this point, I think they're a contender. Can keep this Daniel Jones.
All right. We're gonna get to the next topic, which is get this brother out of here. And Mr. KD, you can keep that hate train rolling for the Miami Dolphins. Don't let this man steal your joy. So with that being said, the Titans, they got their coach up out of here already. It's Aaron Glenn and Mike McDaniels on the hot seat. And also we had two recent retirements Mr. Amari gonna touch on. So I'm gonna start with you, Mr. KD.
Yeah, Brian Callahan, he's done in Tennessee, going 4-19 through a season and some change. It came out that they were thinking about firing him last year, so it was only a matter of time. This season didn't turn out the way they wanted, so they had to put somebody on the train to blame. And he got the axe. As far as Mike McDaniel is already fired. He just still going through the motions. I
Yeah, y'all. I'm telling you, we about to end up on the Dolphins hate page.
Hey, that man is fired already. He just going through the motions. You can hear him in his press conferences. He just be standing up there answering questions like he waiting for the
Hey,
act.
Mr. KD, he dead and he don't even know it.
He don't even know it. Just walking around the graveyard. Hey, but look,
Walking the green mile, dead man walking,
but let me be clear, it's not all his fault. I'm not putting it like Mike McDaniel is the problem. Not at all. I really can't pinpoint the problem because it's so much wrong stuff going on. But he's not the main problem. I think Mike McDaniel is still a good coach. He's still a great offensive mind. He's going to land on his feet. He's actually probably going to end up in a better situation than what he is right
Somebody about to get a crazy offensive coordinator.
now. Yeah. He's going to end up better off because of this. But like I said, he walking around dead. It's only a matter of time. Are they going to let him finish the season or not? That's really where we at. But who else did you say? Aaron Glenn? No, I don't think Aaron Glenn's not on the hot seat. I don't think he's on the hot seat because he was anointed the responsibility of changing a culture. So, and I think he's doing that. Now, it's not resulting in wins in the early stages, but I think he's still building that culture to where it needs to be, and they'll give him the leniency and time that it takes. So I don't think he's on the hot seat, but Mike McDaniel is a dead man walking.
I'm not even gonna get.
You need to be like Nino Brown. You need to go like, hey, if I'm going down.
I ain't even about to start. I ain't even about to talk about Miami.
It's bigger than Nino Brown.
Brian Callahan, as you stated, was already about to get fired. He was pretty much out the door last year. Um, the rough 1-5 start to Tennessee season this year honestly did not help his chances at being re-signed or
And you heard what
retained for
Jeffrey
the
Simmons
tenure of the
said?
season. Hmm?
That was the last straw. You heard what Jeffrey Simmons said?
No.
He said they had a horrible. He said it starts in practice. We had a horrible week of practice, probably the worst week of practice that led to this. That's a direct shot at the coach. If you say something like that to the media,
Well, yeah, that is definitely that's pure reflection of coaching and everything. Um, actually, I did hear that there were some unfriendly words said from Jeffrey Simmons to second year offensive tackle JC Latham, talking about
yeah,
his work ethic.
yeah, he said he don't want
And
it.
yeah, he said he really don't even want him. So it's for players to be talking to each other in the locker room like that, especially one being your perennial team captain and all pro defensive tackle and Jeffrey Simmons. I don't think you want that. So I mean, like, it
So
led
hold on,
to what it
you said
ultimately led to. You
you
gotta
said
go.
star players. You said if star players say derogatory things to the media, then that precedes the coach getting fired. That's what you're saying. That's what you're saying.
Yes.
Oh, matter of time.
Uh, what? To say the less, like I said, Brian Callahan's tenure was already kind of signed over last year. That does not mean it's over for Mike McDaniel, even though he is ultimately in
You
the
already said it.
same shoes.
You said it.
He
The
is in the
shot clock
same
is on.
shoes.
The shot clock is on. You said it.
But uh, I do think Mike McDaniel is very much on ice. Hey, sad to say, you got to come on. You got to start putting together some wins to even try to salvage your job. But to touch on these retirements, so one being Darius Shaquille Leonard. Give that man his respect because he did change his name at one point during his NFL tenure. Um, Drafted by the Indianapolis Colts in 2018, winning
He
Defensive
was a
Rookie of the
dog.
Year.
He
He
was a
was a
dog in
dog,
Indianapolis.
nicknamed the Maniac for a reason. Uh, Definitely played like one, played with his hair on fire, even though he was bald. But
He was top three in tackles like almost every year
yeah,
in Indianapolis.
yeah. I actually do have his numbers here. So with Zadarius, not Darius Smith, but Darius Leonard, three-time Pro Bowler, three-time All-Pro, 2018 Defensive Player of the Year, 12 interceptions, 17 forced fumbles, 16 sacks, and 637 tackles. Um, Definitely great of a resume. Although he only played, I believe, 6 years, so arguably 100 tackles a season.
That's
So
what he was doing. That's
yeah,
what he was doing.
yeah, it's like 100 tackles a season. I mean, you can't be mad at that. Uh, he did have a tenure with Philadelphia, and then he signed a 1 day with Indianapolis to retire a Colt respectfully. As Darius Smith, who retires a Philadelphia Eagle with 70 and a half career sacks. Um, no true accolades to his name.
Green Bay could have signed him to him 1 day, man.
Hmm?
Green Bay could have signed him to him 1 day.
he actually retired right after the Eagles lost to the Giants and reported to be personal reasons and not be reflective of the game. So take that as you may. Any comments on that? Oh,
No.
so salute to those guys in their after work
Y'all remember,
endeavors.
y'all remember Tre'Davious White retiring at halftime? Not
No, that
Tre'Davious
was
White.
uh uh
Dang, I said his name
was
wrong. Not Tre'Davious White.
Davis.
Hmm?
Because it was Vernon Davis' brother. Wasn't it?
Dang,
Vontae,
what was his name?
Vontae.
Vontae Davis. Yeah, Vontae Davis.
That was his
My
brother
bad for
Davis
giving
brother.
you
I know.
like, yeah, you would never. But
He was
Vontae
he
Davis
was
retired at
I want to say
halftime.
he was a rookie on that. No, he wasn't a rookie on that
Nah,
team.
he wasn't Ricky. You know.
I know. No, Vontae Davis retired on the Colts mid game.
I was Buffalo. I think it was Buffalo.
That was
Yeah.
Davis White's rookie season, correct?
You know how bad your team got to be for the dude retire at halftime?
All right, now that we getting over hurt feelings, let's go to the end. And we can talk about players that's actually hurt. We're gonna start with the NFL with Fred Warner, Emeka, and Garrett Wilson all set to miss time, and I believe Fred Warner is out for the season. And then end up with the NBA with LeBron James pulls up lame. Uh, He's gonna miss his first season opening in his NBA career out of 23 years. So it's on you, Mr. Amari.
Well, I can say I'm gonna touch on the NFL portion. I feel like Mr. KD got a lot more to do with these NBA injuries than I do, but IT touched on one of the biggest ones. All pro middle linebacker Fred Warner for the San Francisco 49ers out for the season with a dislocated ankle. Um, it's sad to hear about players continuously being out for the season, having season ending injuries. Um, Definitely do pray for his recovery and hope for him to have a great timetable so he can return at by the start of next season. Garrett Wilson is expected to miss multiple weeks with a hyperextended knee. Puka Nakua is questionable heading into next week with the ankle injury. Calvin Ridley is expected to miss a few weeks with a hamstring injury. Marvin Harrison Jr. is expected to be out as he continues to work through concussion protocol. JJ McCarthy is still out, or as of right now, not 100% per words of head coach Kevin O'Connell. And Emeka Egbuka is out with a hamstring injury and is expected to miss a couple of weeks. There's no true timetable on Emeka Egbuka or Garrett Wilson's injuries just yet, but they are expecting to miss a couple of weeks or 2 to 3 weeks, I would assume.
Baker.
So
Baker about to be thrown to the training staff in a minute.
Baker about to be throwing the ball to Tez Johnson, and
You lose three at any position. If you lose three, golly. Well, you can you really say lost for God? We haven't had him yet, so yeah.
I mean, he came for what, a game or two and was hurt again.
Oh, Godwin played this year.
Yeah, Godwin's played,
Oh.
but KD with the NBA injuries, what you got?
I need people to leave the leave the king alone. Man has played 23, well, going into 23 seasons. And he's just now missing his first opener. He's expected to miss about 5 to 6 games. Relax. The age is a number that we can't fight. But I expect once he gets back, he's still going to be LeBron. He's still going to be to the level that we expect him to be. It's just over. It's going to get overreacted to because it's so foreign of it happening this late. For somebody to go this long in their career and not miss an opener, now we're going to overreact because it's finally happened. But in totality, I think that should be more of a praise towards him keeping up with his body and his regimen than to look down upon him missing these openers. So take it as a positive. That shows the longevity and how seriously his regimen is to taking care of his body, thus for making him still a top 10 player in his 23rd season. Shout out to the king.
I do have I only got one thing of NBA news as far as injuries, and that is a player that everybody has known that I've kind of been against all year since last year.
He doing
Jalen
good.
Green is out for a
What?
season opener.
I thought you were talking about Tatum. How the recovery's looking.
His recovery is looking amazing. Actually, so they talking about he might be back by All-Star break. So
I wouldn't do it.
I'm gonna say, me personally, I would probably keep him shut down all season. But they're talking about him and Kyrie potentially coming back for All-Star break. I think Kyrie has a better chance, but I don't think I would even play either one of them this season.
What happened with Jalen Green? What'd you say?
Oh, Jalen Green's out for his season opener.
What's wrong with him?
Hey, Mr. KD, let me ask you this question. I'm sorry, Mr. Amari. Let me ask you this question about Kyrie in particular. With his game being so elusive based, how much do you think his injury will take away from his game when he does eventually come back?
Well, Kyrie has been through injuries prior, which is unfortunate, but his recovery, I don't think, will impact him too much. Kyrie is not like his speed is not dictating.
Mr. KD, let me say this real quick, Mr. KD. He never had this injury at this age. But go ahead. I get your overall point.
Right, but the recovery process is a lot of things with the injury process is the mental toll it takes on you through the process. If you could hurdle that and trust the staff, it makes it a lot easier. But as far as the player we're gonna get, we've never looked at Kyrie as like super fast or nothing like that. He's really just extremely skilled, and I don't think his injury will hamper that. I just like Amari touched on. I hope they don't rush him back, give him the time necessary, and yeah, I think I don't see no reason to not expect the same Kyrie that we've come to know. He's probably the most skilled player in the league outside of Jokic, probably. But as far as with the ball in his hands, how he's able to finish at the basket, Kyrie is a tremendous talent, tremendous skill. I don't expect nothing less.
IT, you got any? I mean, not IT, but KD, you got anything to say on these on the football injuries?
Just warn us, like you said, sad to see him out again. It's being tough for him, and at some point we got to think about post career, and start entertaining the idea of maybe walking away from the game. That position, man, that position has robbed us of a lot of great linebackers just off the physicality that position demands when you're at a high level. I was like when Luke Kuechly walked away. Like Luke Kuechly was the best linebacker in the game for a tenure. He walked away, some would say prematurely, due to concussions and some injuries and everything like that. But that position just demands so much of you that you put yourself in that position to have stuff like that happen. I didn't see the injury. People said it was nasty. I don't like seeing nasty injuries if I didn't see it live. I don't really go looking back to see it. I still haven't seen the Tyreek Hill one. So
Hey, hold on one second, Mr. KD. I'm gonna ask Mr. Amari something. With the proclamation that Mr. KD just made, do you ever see like the position of linebacker going away, or somehow they legislating topic?
hell no.
Because to his point that it's
Linebacker
that
is
linebacker
football.
position, we seeing dudes that supposed to be 12-year starters play 6 years. Matter of fact, you just mentioned one on with Leonard, with Darius, whatever. He's gone now. That man might be like 30, 31 years old. That was kind of a rarity. Normally, you played till you were 35 at that linebacker position, in particular that middle linebacker position. What do you think about that in particular, Mr. Amari? Then you can speak on it too, also, Mr. KD.
I don't. The middle linebacker is not going anywhere. Um, with the increase in concussions and everything, that's also why they've steadily tried to increase and improve the health rate and and made it a necessity to reduce the number of concussions, i.e., with guardian caps, better tackling practices. They've been experiments through and through with this throughout the league over years. Ever since Luke Kuechly has retired, and even more CTE studies have started to come in from previous NFL players or in just their brains from having studies ran. So I don't think the middle linebacker position is going anywhere because being a football player
Like, keep it quick.
coming up from the the era where everything was just all smash mouth and you run into him and it just feels like a brick wall. Is middle linebacker is the purest position of football that you're
Line- That's
gonna get.
that's exactly
That's
what I
a
do.
that's a raw animal that you just unleashed onto somebody, and that's what football is.
Linebacker
Is
is football.
so
That
I can't see a world where the linebacker is no longer on the field because at that point you're not playing football anymore. You're playing flag.
linebacker is the direct representation of what football is in the sport. No, you can't take that position away. And I don't even see how you can do it. Like I know you're not literally saying take the position away, but you're saying maybe alter that position or whatever it may be. But you really can't because like
You can't take the physicality out of that
yeah, you
spot.
need that. You need line like me and Amari agree on. Linebacker is the direct reflection of football and what football is.
Like I can genuinely say having a soft middle linebacker can that sets the tone for your whole defense.
Not just the
So
physicality, but you also have to understand the mental part that it takes. Like these linebackers have to be smart as far as study, quick in their study as far as what they call.
the
They are
O
the
one
quarterback of the defense. So
O
what
one
they
Ravens
see,
would
what
not
they
be
call,
who
what
they
they
were
react
without Ray
to,
Lewis.
they are the epitome of football. Like as much as we want it to be a physical gladiator sport, they also have to be some type of smart and wise and quick reacting. Like what's required of a elite middle linebacker or a high level middle linebacker is the epitome of the sport.
Mr. KD, I'm gonna ask you one last question before we get to the next topic. And it's not necessarily an injury report, but more of a branch off. With Aja Wilson winning her third ring and 4 MVPs, where does she rank now as a female basketball player of all time? It's on you, Mr. KD.
Top five already through 7 seasons. Because what she's on track to accomplish has never been done. She was already the first player to score 1,000 points, over 1,000 points in a season. Uh, so she's already doing things that, like I said, has never been done, and that's what puts you in the
Hold on,
realm.
hold on. You saying she look like a baby Maya Moore?
No, I would never move backwards. Uh, she's a
You're right. That
four-time.
is disrespectful to Maya Moore. You're right.
No, I don't see how. What, like I said, what we've seen from Asia Wilson is like you can't just put her or compare her to one player. She's encapsulating multiple players because she's in the paint. She has the jump shot. She's a defensive problem. She's a walking mismatch. You really have to look and see what are her weaknesses, and they're not anything glaring. There's not anything glaring that you will hold back against her. Like right now, she's at the highest points per game average of her career. Of course, it's been shorter than other people, so that gives her a benefit. But three-time WNBA champ already, two-time gold medalist, four-time MVP, which is already the most in history. She's tied with Lauren Jackson, who was also a dog. So I wouldn't say it would be far-fetched to say she's going to clip that. She's going to get another MVP before it's over. I really feel like she's on a trajectory to be
Mr.
to be the
KD,
great.
ain't she like 27, 28, something like
Yeah,
that?
she's only played 7 seasons.
So that means that she definitely going back to the Olympics. Definitely gonna get at least one MVP at the
And
minimum.
that's why
Even if she get a sympathy MVP, she gonna get one more.
they tried to keep this one from her, but you can't at the end of the day. They thought Fee was going to get this one, and I don't think that would have been, it wouldn't have been a horrible decision. But Asia has been the best player in the league since she's gotten in the league for the most part, and that's what comes with the reward. That's what comes with the spoils, and the success doesn't hurt you either. But when you count trajectory, I think off of her accomplishments right now, she's already top five. But when you count trajectory, she is on pace to be the greatest ever.
All right.
It really just comes down to how long she could play because Diana Taurasi played for a long time. So that
Yeah,
part,
like I always say, Diana Taurasi gonna get them longevity. You say she more Kobe, I say she more LeBron. She gonna get them longevity stats. But with that being said, you got the perfect jersey on, your ex teammate, and rest we trust. KD being a true brother said that he deserves to be in the NBA. But the real question is to you, Mr. KD, we're gonna start with you, then go to Mr. Amari. Will he be back in the NBA this season? And if so, with who? It's on you, Mr. KD.
Russ does deserve to be in. And not only did he say it, there's been a couple of players that came out and spoke on his behalf. Russ does belong in the NBA. He should still be there. Um, Now, Russ isn't the Russ we've maybe you could say come accustomed to, but in another sense, he is the Russ we've come accustomed to as far as you know the turnovers and the bad shots and stuff like that. So I think we pay too much attention to that. We have to focus on what he can bring to a team. Um, we've never heard him be a bad teammate. That's never came out. He's still athletic. He still can go above the rim. He still can score, and he still can cause problems on the floor offensively and defensively. With all that said, I don't understand why he's not on the roster. Now, you can't say he can't accept his role because he just came off a Nuggets team where his role was diminished. So I'm trying to figure out why he's not in nobody's locker room right now. The politics might play a part in it, but the Russ experience is the Russ experience. That is what it is. We've come to know that. Get over it. It's just you have to accept the Russ experience and put the Russ experience into a situation where you can tolerate the Russ experience. So therefore, with an outlooking team, I'm going to say the Kings because that's all I've been hearing. They're saying the interest on both sides is there. It'll be close to where he came up. I think that'll be a nice spot for him. But I want him on a winning situation. No shot at the Kings, where he actually isn't responsible or relied upon too heavily. I like him in Boston.
Mr.
I
KD, let me ask you this question before we get to Mr.
I like him
Murray.
in Miami
Mr.
too.
KD, let me ask you a question. Why didn't y'all keep him?
We don't got no room. He could have still been on the roster. He declined the option, thinking that the grass was greener on the market. And then we went and made moves to replace, what we lost with him. And now we don't have no room for you. But he made that decision to opt out. He could have opted into a player option.
I can't say like with KD and even Mr. KD, I feel like we all agree that Russ does need to be in the NBA. Like KD done stated, the Russell Westbrook
Yeah.
experience is something that anybody can sign up for, but it's not something that anybody wants to sit through most times, being that the turnovers and the bad shot selection. But there are a lot of upsides to having a player like Russell Westbrook on your team can bring. Um, with the injuries in Indiana, I would not be opposed to taking Russell Westbrook in the time that we do need a point guard with both our starter and our backup down. Yeah, you say what you want. We don't have a point guard right now.
Russ and Rick Carlisle don't sound like a good match to me.
Yeah, I mean it's not necessary. It's not. But one of the main fits that I did actually have for him, and you did bring it up as your last one, was Miami. Um,
I like him in
I
Miami.
feel like he'll be a great fit for them. He wouldn't be that heavily relied on, but even then, it gives them another scoring option, whether that's on the bench or in the starting lineup alongside Hero every now and then.
Russ could mess around and start in Miami.
Yeah, that's what I believe he could start in Miami, and they just move Hero to the two as they
Well,
did his
personally,
rookie
I
season.
think that's his position. I think that's his position. But hey, if they want him to keep the ball in his hand, then that's fine. But Russ will be on the team. Whether it's because of an injury happening or what the circumstance may be, Russ will play this year.
Hey, pod viewers, remember basketball fantasy coming up soon.
Just not on Denver. Mm-mm.
He gonna be on Denver, seventh man.
Oh.
Speaking of brothers, it's for Panda Brothers. Who has the best coaching tree in the NFL today? And I'm gonna start with you, Mr. Amari. And if you would like to mention any historical coaching trees, you can do that also. But the question is, who got the best coaching tree? So that means like yeah, your Bill Parcells coaching tree, and these are the players, the coaches that branched off that. So it's on you, Mr. Amari.
Being that the question started with coaching tree today, I feel like this answer goes for both. The Kyle Shanahan, or I should just say the Shanahan coaching tree, is the best in the NFL today, and it's one of the historic ones that I do want to point out, along with, as you mentioned, the Bill Parcells coaching tree. Um, the Kyle Shanahan coaching tree, which brought, or the Shanahan coaching tree started with Mike Shanahan, which led to Kyle Shanahan, Sean McVay, Bill, not Bill Parcells, but Matt LaFleur. Uh, these are some of today's most notable head coaches, greatest offensive minds, because even stemming from those coaching trees, the you talk with Matt LaFleur, Mike McDaniel, Gary Kubiak, um,
Gary.
from Gary Kubiak is under the Shanahan
Heck
coaching
no.
tree. He is.
You talking about Kyle
Uh,
or Mike?
Mike. Mike
Oh,
started it. This is the
all
Shanahan.
right. You cheating, man. He said right
How?
now. You got to talk
He
about
said
right
right
now.
right now. He's still responsible for McVay, LaFleur, Mike McDonald, Kevin O'Connell. If you really want to get down, still doesn't matter. The
But Mike ain't
Shanahan
here.
The Shanahan, he said, name a historic coaching tree that you would like to mention, and today's coaching tree. And I said, this
Don't
will
like it
answer
because you
both
big dog mine.
questions.
You big dog mine. That's why I have a problem with it.
So you couldn't think of nothing better. I mean, I can go with the
So
Bill
I
Parcells
got
coaching
McVay.
tree.
I got
I can
McVay. So
go.
you big dog mine.
I got McVay's a part of my coaching tree. What do you
That's
mean?
what I said. I
You
said
just
you
sell
big
it to
dog
me.
mine.
That's all it is. It's like, yeah, just, come on, kid, show you what I got. Show you what I taught you.
Yeah.
But I mean, Shanahan started it, and
Right. That's why it's a big dog. That's why I didn't like it. You went over my head. I don't like
I wasn't.
that.
And it's crazy because it's like when I first looked at the question, I was thinking like, oh, I mean Kyle Shanahan, because again, it was Kyle Shanahan got Sean McVay, Kyle Shanahan had Matt LaFleur. They all came from him. But then to think this started somewhere else too, because Kyle Shanahan was once just an assistant coach to his dad, and then got the team. So it was that's why I was like, it fits for both. It fits for both answers, but even more so, like I step into another coaching tree and to use for my historic one, I would say the Bill Parcells coaching tree, which you talk Belichick, Sean Payton, Sean Payton, Todd Bowles, Mike Zimmer,
Tom
all
Coughlin.
whom, yeah, Tom Coughlin, all whom ended up becoming either a Super Bowl winning head coach or just a head coach who had a long tenure. Um, he put out some greats, most of whom, which I believe, Sean Payton, Bill Belichick, uh, Tom Coughlin, I feel like will all end up being Hall of Fame or Hall of Fame worthy. I can't necessarily speak for Todd Bowles just yet. He kind of in a groove with his team as of right now, but he has Hall of Fame head coaches under his tenure. So those are the two coaching trees that I would like to highlight. I mean, obviously, you already said the McVay coaching tree is yours. I want to hit a historic one you got.
Yeah, McVay was my coaching tree active. Zach Taylor, Matt LaFleur, Kevin O'Connell, Raheem Morris. I guess you can fall under that tree now, even though he was a head coach before McVay. But hey, that's my active one. But historical, I did have Bill Parcells down, but since you took that one, Bill Walsh. He had
Mm,
Holmgren under him, Gruden, and Andy Reid, which is probably three more Hall of Fame head coaches uh, in hindsight, looking back on what they were able to accomplish. So I had Parcells, but I'll slide with Bill Walsh just for the sake of the argument.
right?
But I don't like how you went to Mike Shanahan.
Hey, got to start somewhere.
You should have had Kyle. Go to the
Nah.
sun.
And speaking of that, so since we got that out of the way, we're gonna just really speak about the coaches in particular, the top 5 coaches on the NFC and the top 5 coaches on the AFC.
Mike McDaniel.
I'm gonna start with you, Mr. KD. It's the top 5. The top 5 coaches in the NFC and the top 5 coaches in the AFC. It's on you, Mr. KD.
No order. Let's speed this up.
Leave Miami alone.
Nah, they need to leave me alone, man. I got more in the chamber. So obviously Mike McDaniel's not on this list. So we go with the AFC. Andy Reid, Mike Tomlin, John Harbaugh, Jim Harbaugh, Sean Payton. My honorable mention is Mike Vrabel. What you got, Amari? AFC.
We were almost exact. I actually have Andy Reid, Mike Tomlin, John Harbaugh, Jim Harbaugh, Sean McDermott. Made you pick Sean Payton in only his second year in the AFC.
Yeah, but we still got to count what he did in the NFC. Just like with Andy Reid, we count what he did in the NFC.
I'm not counting. I'm taking into account what he did in the AFC.
No, I'm taking into account what he's done as a coach. Well, what we going about Jim Harbaugh then?
I mean, Jim
Harbaugh got to count San Francisco and Michigan.
Yeah, you're right. I'm not counting him being in Michigan. I'm not counting him being in San Fran because that was also years ago. I'm counting how he made
1.5 years. You got Jim Harbaugh,
and I'm counting and taking into account what he did in the 1.5 years. Can you even think of the coach? Brandon Staley. What did he do for the Chargers?
Mess him up.
My point exactly. So that's why I'm taking Jim Harbaugh. I mean, Sean Payton, I guess you can. He took the Broncos from being. I can't think of no nice words, so I'm gonna take what IT just said and say laughable, and he moved them to being a playoff contender. So, yeah, you can. I can see it.
I'm sticking with mine.
I don't blame you. I just wanted to know because at that point it's like I could say Pete Carroll, but I mean,
oh dang, I forgot about Pete. I wouldn't put him over Sean Payton though.
What you mean? He's the head coach of the Raiders. It's the AFC.
Right. I said I forgot about him. I said I wouldn't put him over Sean Payton though.
But, I'm talking to our third party man over here.
Oh yeah, don't shy away from the mic. If you got something to say, say it. Say it with your chest.
But yeah, it's like like I said, we almost went exact. We just had one. Mine was Sean McDermott, yours was Sean Payton. Which we both took Sean's. It don't matter. We're still winning there. Now, to go to the NFC, I'm gonna start off with a Sean McVay. I got Sean McVay, Kyle Shanahan, Kevin O'Connell, Dan Quinn, and Dan Campbell.
Wow, we got some problems on that side.
Oh, I believe it. As far as the wait
again, Sean McVay, Kyle Shanahan.
Yep.
Who else you got?
Kevin O'Connell. Dan Campbell.
We did.
And Dan Quinn.
That's where you lost me. Your last two lost me.
Dan Campbell.
We led with the Shanahan, McVay, and O'Connell. We right there. But you lost me with the last two.
Okay.
I gotta put Matt LaFleur in there.
You know what? I would give Matt LaFleur over Dan Quinn.
I gotta put Todd Bowles in there. And which is sad to say, but it's crazy to say, my honorable mention is the defending Super Bowl champ. I gotta put Nick Sirianni in there as well. That's my honorable
Todd Bowles took over a Super Bowl, I would say a Super Bowl hangover team
that people threw away.
And Dan Campbell took over a 0-16 team and made them the scariest face of the NFC.
Oh, cut it out. Scariest face.
They're the only cat in the NFL that I would be afraid of seeing.
Philly is the scariest team in the NFC, and they've been that way for
Stop it. They just got beat by the Giants, and you saying that they the scariest team? Come on now.
Oh my God. So We're just gonna go off
Y'all
right
play
now.
the line. The
We're
Cincinnati
gonna go off
Bengals
of right now.
The Cincinnati Bengals just played the Lions. What do you think of them?
I think they have a lot of talent, but I still would say
I
Philly.
think they for sure got a lot of talent.
Philly has a lot of talent.
Yeah, and they head coach quite literally did not win them the games that they should be winning, but Dan Campbell does. Is Dan Campbell not? Okay.
I like Dan Campbell.
I don't think
I can't slide him over nobody that has won. It's disrespectful.
What did Todd Bowles win?
No, I'm talking about Sirianni. Oh, he ain't getting
What did Todd Bowles win?
Oh, he ain't getting none.
You got Todd Bowles on your list, but you don't have Dan Campbell. So what did Todd Bowles?
Did Todd Bowles walk into a team as talented as Detroit? Well, not walk into, but
walk into a team as talented. Dan Campbell drafted his team. What are we talking about? What are we talking about? What are we talking about?
Walked into. I'm saying
Todd Bowles got his team handed to him by Bruce Arians.
Detroit's talent. Will we put
Detroit's talent that I had to find?
Who's more talented?
I had to find my talent versus
exactly. You found your talent. I had to play with mine. I had to just run with what I had.
You got your team handed to you on a silver platter 2 years after they won the Super Bowl. But I just lost every single game. And then I had to draft the team, and I was like, yeah, I'm going to bite kneecaps until we win something. And we did.
Dan Campbell's a good coach.
That sounds like a coach to me. I'm sorry. You sound like an heir apparent, and I sound like a coach. That's the two different things. You sound like an heir apparent, and I sound like a coach.
As we stand right now, I'm going to use your point. As we stand right now in this season,
I changed my program.
Whose team looks more dangerous in this season? Because you said the most dangerous. In this season right now.
Team. Baker Mayfield's team. Not Todd Bowles' team. Baker Mayfield's team.
Who's the coach of Baker Mayfield? Who chose Baker? Who chose Baker?
Who chose Baker? I feel like Baker chose Tampa Bay, not Tampa Bay.
We gotta show the interest.
I feel like if anybody
who chose Baker?
Baker chose Tampa Bay.
Okay.
Bruce Arians being the head of moving from the coaching to the front office is more likely the one that chose Baker, since he said himself that he wanted to draft Baker when Baker was coming out. So can we come again?
My man Todd Bowles is a defensive-minded head coach anyway.
Are we trying to give Todd Bowles being a better coach than the man? I'm confused. As the man that played tight end traded their franchise, or at the time, franchise quarterback Matt Stafford to LA for Jared Goff, to then make Jared Goff the cornerstone of turning his whole franchise around. But Todd Bowles getting his team handed to him by Bruce Arians, who's also still in the front office, mind you, probably still helping you with your recruiting and everything.
That's cold. That's cold to take a little shot at that man like that. That's cold.
I'm just saying, like you giving Todd Bowles a lot of credit for something that he didn't build. Dan Campbell built his team.
Tampa has been able to do. Now, of course, it is the NFC South. I can't blow that up too much. But
like
what
you
they've
said
been able
earlier,
to do
it's not that hard
to dominate that division in his tenure, and for what they have done so far in this season, looking like probably the most consistent team in the NFC, maybe the most consistent team in the league. What they've done so far, I have to give Todd Bowles a shout out because nobody else is going to do it.
I feel like did this question say top 5 coaches per conference or top 5 coaches per conference this season?
Well, you the one that's going off of Sean Payton. I mean, who you brought up? Who you said? Who was your opposite to Sean Payton? Who did you pick?
I had Sean McDermott.
Yeah, you going off Sean McDermott.
I'm just saying off of what he's done in the AFC.
Where's the success?
What he's done in the AFC? I feel like Sean McDermott has been in the AFC Championship a couple of times. He's been a
couple. Don't do couple.
Don't do couple. I mean, he's been in the playoffs quite a few times. I mean,
and this goes back to what I just said about the NFC South. He's been in the AFC East. We can't look down on it for Todd Bowles and then praise Sean McDermott for it.
My thing was, I wasn't praising Sean McDermott for that. My thing is you saying that Todd Bowles is going to get credit for a team this year for what they're doing and saying that he's going to be on your top 5 list versus
Right now,
Dan
yeah.
Campbell, who actually drafted his team, coached his team,
That's
and
great.
got them to being where they are, but he's not a better coach than Todd Bowles makes
And you know what?
zero sense to me.
Even lean into what you're saying, even if I take Bowles off, my honorable mention was Nick Sirianni. I'm not putting Dan Campbell over Nick Sirianni.
That's cool. You could put Nick Sirianni on your list, and Dan Campbell could be the honorable mention. Todd Bowles shouldn't make the cut.
No.
Where is he making the cut?
No, he's not. He's about
Where is he
7'8".
making the cut?
He's about 7'8".
No, I'm trying to. Where is Todd Bowles making the cut? Is my question.
Oh, if I move Sirianni in the spot, Bowles is my honorable mention now.
Makes no sense. Again, why is he making the cut? Is the question that I'm asking.
Because his team looks the best out of everybody right now. He has won the NFC, his division, consistently since he's taken over, and they threw him away because of his Jets tenure. What we talking about? Nobody saw this Tampa Bay team.
Nobody seen Dan
consistent
Campbell doing
threat.
anything with the Detroit Lions after he was the interim head coach for
Because he
Miami.
walked into, and that's worked to his advantage in hindsight, because he walked from a situation where the expectations was not there. Like you said, Todd Bowles came from a situation where we were just a Super Bowl champion. The expectations are there. You have to meet these expectations, or at least meet the expectations or surpass them. And he's done that. A perennial playoff contender. He's done that and had some big playoff wins in his tenure as well. Dan Campbell walked into a situation where if you fail, nobody cares. It's just Detroit.
It's just Detroit. He succeeded, and then he
succeeded
succeeded again, and then now
these
these expectations. Once he succeeded the first time and he got wins, the next season it was to win even more. Once he got and won the division,
where and put it on our intro. The man that sleeps on the floor can never fall off the bed. The expectations wasn't there.
All right.
Again,
if Dan Campbell would have failed,
better coach.
If Dan Campbell would have failed, we would have said
truly coached it.
We would have said,
coached my team from the, like you said, from the dirt floor to the mansion. So how did I not build something?
Dan Campbell is a great. Dan Campbell's track record looks tremendous right now. I'm not fighting that, but Dan Campbell has some chokes in the playoffs as well.
So the Todd Bowles.
Dan Campbell puts his team in compromised situations a lot of times. So as much as we're gonna praise him for this good, I think, and it has turned into me being against Dan Campbell's success, but I think Dan Campbell gets the benefit of the doubt because he's doing what he's doing in Detroit. That franchise has been so bad for so long that the fact that they're actually competing at any level right now, we're overblowing it. They really haven't accomplished nothing. If we want to be real, they've changed their trajectory because the franchise is looking up now, but they really haven't accomplished nothing. Do we agree on that?
All right. With that being said, we're gonna get to our last verses of the night.
Whoa! We talking? What are we doing here?
Go ahead, son. It's on you. Go ahead.
Yeah, I was a rebuttal. Can we agree on that?
A 15-2 record means doing nothing.
And what did we do with that record?
You went in the NFC South. What are you doing with that?
No. Don't flip it. Just answer the question. What did we do with it?
They went and choked in it. They went and choked in it.
So I'm
in the NFC South.
If you was in Tampa,
to bring the fact that you win in the NFC South repeatedly into this conversation, to then go to the playoffs and do zero with it.
You said
what
the same.
What are we talking about?
You can't use that argument because you said Sean McDermott.
My argument again was the fact that Dan Campbell built his team versus Todd Bowles being handed his team. How was he the better coach? That was my argument. Never between Sean McDermott and him.
My rebuttal to that is I walked in with way higher expectations.
That sounds like me making my job harder and I overcame.
No, you didn't make your job harder. You just walked into a harder situation as far as you had nothing. I walked into a harder situation as far as if I fail.
You gave me a fork and I came back with a feast. So what does it mean?
You gave me a feast and I had to keep the damn feast on this table. I had to keep it there. We couldn't fall off.
You right.
I had to keep this thing going.
I got the fork and came back with the feast and then kept it on the table. You had your feast and then you made sure nobody ate it.
And you know what? I'll even bring this point up to the argument or the debate, so to say. Walking into this season right here, the one we're in right now, whose expectations were higher? Detroit, right?
I would say, yeah.
Okay, I'm still doubting. I didn't won my division consistently. My team is doing way better. Last year, Tampa had a great year. And I'm still not believed in. What is it going to take?
I would think everybody believes that you're going to win that division. Nobody doubted that Tampa was going to win the South.
They was putting Atlanta. They still questioning it. Baker is playing the best football as a quarterback right now in the league, and we're still not talking about him as much as need be.
I feel like that's more on us. But
I'm not saying just us. I'm saying in general, the media. Like Baker not gonna get no credit to about week 10 when people gonna act like they ain't been seeing this for the past weeks.
I mean, 12-1. He's definitely an MVP favorite, but as far as the Buccaneers in general,
the media talking about that.
Yeah, I mean, I can definitely see why the media is talking about that based off of the numbers. But yeah, like you said, they got 2 wins.
All right. So now, with your grace, Mr. KD, we're gonna finally get to the next topic. And with the last thing that you said, #Pod Brothers, you're gonna see we've been talking about Baker. We got videos, podcasts, archives.
Yeah, but I've never said us.
And join the brotherhood. So with that being said, though, I'm gonna start with Mr. Amari, the best sports brothers. So, like for instance, we got Sharina and Venus. They would be the best sports sisters, and most people ask. So, what is the best sports brother? It's on you first, Mr. Amari, then Mr. KD.
So, being that it is the actual segment is sports brothers, we have quite a few. I can give you a list of brother pairings. You have the Watt brothers.
Yeah.
You got the Sharp brothers, the Pouncey brothers, the Kelsey brothers, the Griffin brothers, Shaquille and Shaquem Griffin. You got the Hayward brothers, the Herbig brothers, the McCourty brothers, the Manning brothers, Flip Sports. You have the Gasol brothers. But my answer, actually, I'm taking the Jones brothers with Arthur Jones, Chandler Jones, and John Jones. KD, who do you got?
You not going with the Watts is probably the most surprising thing I've heard all night.
I just knew he was gonna do it. I just knew he was gonna be like, yeah, you about to go with the Watts. Nah.
I just knew you said them first. So I was like, yeah, I'm wrong. First off, you said about 6 Steelers brothers too. He threw that in there real slow.
I did, yeah. You see the parents. Yeah, I'm glad.
Pouncey, Watt, he kept going.
Herbig,
Hayward. Yeah, he just kept going. But
if you got a brother in the draft and you play for Pittsburgh, just know we're gonna get him.
Yeah. But actually, I went with the Watts. I was a big fan of J.J. Watt. I thought while he played, he was the best defensive player in the league.
Yeah.
Now, I don't think his ultimate success helped his case, but as far as his dominance on the field, I think that's well respected. And I what you said with the John Jones and Chandler Jones one, I wouldn't be against that. I think John Jones holds the heaviest weight out of all of them.
Definitely.
Chandler Jones' career kind of faltered off.
It fizzled out once he went to Oakland.
Right. So that, and then his post career, we seen some crazy stuff.
Yeah,
But
let's not talk about that.
that you can't be wrong with that one. Gasol's internationally what they meant to the game. Can't be wrong with that one. So you really covered all the guys. But I would have went with the Watts though.
Yeah, I like you said, I took the Jones brothers mainly. I mean, Chandler Jones won. He had a defensive player of the year. John Jones obviously carrying most of the weight, but having two brothers in the NFL, one being a superstar MMA fighter. Um, I feel like that's three. I feel like they kind of. I mean, it's not necessarily balances out, being that you have a three-time defensive player of the year and then supposed to be three-time defensive player of the year. Um, but I do think they're about on equal standing within.
Anybody know if
So hold on 1 second, Mr. KD. I'm gonna go to you, Mr. Murray. So, Mr. Murray, I'm kind of leaning to Mr. KD point with the Watts, and I'm real surprised you didn't pick them. You got two basically Hall of Famers, and then you got one brother that, at the worst, he was a fullback slash special team player. I guess he was. So
a pretty damn good fullback?
You said what, sir?
Pretty damn good fullback too.
Now what I'm saying, that's at worst. Me personally, I went into the shop brothers, two Hall of Famers, two gold jackets. That's what
Oh
I'm going.
yeah! Oh my gosh!
I'm either going there or the Robinson, but I'm gonna go there with the two gold jackets. So my point of saying all this is Mr. KD, Lamar, and I'm leaning towards Mr. KD in particular. I need to hear what's your side? So like I'm going shop and I may lean to KD. What's your side with the Jones brothers? I see that you got one that's an MMA player. Are we speaking Hall of Famers or are we speaking they just that good? Like, what's your argument?
John Jones is the best ever.
So I didn't have to say it. So as my pod brother just said, John Jones is the best ever in his realm. So for him to be the best ever in his realm, I mean, Chandler, like I said, Chandler Jones had his year, and he did have a good career until, like I said, everybody kind of dies off in Oakland. Um, well, were they in Oakland or were they in Vegas at the time? Doesn't matter. He played for the Raiders. Um, he kind of went there and it fizzled out. So it wasn't really per se. Well, I would say it was very much on him, but he had his time where he was truly dominant in the NFL. I can't truly say too much for his brother Arthur Jones. He uh, role player for most of his career, but John Jones being the unanimous best all around in his field, I feel like kind of keeps me on par with the Watts. But I do not disagree with the aspect of taking the Sharp brothers.
Oh yeah,
I mean, even more
them.
so of taking the Kelsey brothers. I mean, Travis and Jason Kelsey.
Yeah.
Eli and Peyton Manning.
No, I thought about those two. And like you said, you can't be wrong saying the Mannings. You can't be wrong saying the Kelseys. But I forgot about the Sharps. So that was my mess up.
I mean, I did. That's why I made it to a note to kind of say these groups, because I feel like they'll kind of go over our heads the more and more you try to think about it, because you're going to stay more up to date than before you actually start to think back. And so it was definitely a good search to, like I said, to kind of try to jot some names off of the top of my head, to even more so look and do my own research and try to find out who could be in consideration for some of the best brothers in sports. But then it's just like, all right, do you span over just one sport? Do they span against three sports, two sports, and so on and so forth? And like I said, I just kind of took the group that kind of touched on two different sports, and with one being the best in his realm and the other one having a tenure where he was the best at the time. I just kind of felt like it was fitting.
I think you, like I said, I screwed up with the Sharp one. I'm dang near leaning towards changing, but I'm not going to do it. I'm gonna stick with the Watts. And I think the tiebreaker will be that they had a third brother. I think that would be the one that kind of keeps me on that side because, and another one we can shout out is the Long brothers as well because those were two.
I did have Chris and Kyle Long on my paper as well.
Yeah, so that's just a shout out to them. But and Howie, well, he ain't a brother, but he's the dad. So yeah, but
because I had the Matthews brothers at first, but sad to say, Casey didn't do much as Clay.
That was a hard act to match. But I ain't switching to the Sharks. That was a great one, IT. That was a great one. Because like you said, as we stand right now, that's 2 Hall of Famers. So
yeah, like I said, you can't beat 2 gold jackets once they walk into the room.
First to do it. So yeah, that's a good one. But I'm gonna stick with the Watts because I think they will be 2 Hall of Famers. They just their time stands didn't line up, but they will be 2 Hall of Famers.
That is true. I second that statement. The Watts will be 2 Hall of Famers.
Yeah, I agree. Also, the Watts will be Hall of Famers, and that's why I kind of lean to their side because at most they got like 2.5 great players. With the Sharps, they only got 2. That 0.5 carry a little weight.
Yeah,
but with that being said, Mr. KD, we're gonna get to our last segment of the night. It's our sticking note segment, week 7. I need that 5 picks. Start with Thursday night teams, and also your team also is on you, Mr. KD.
It's still this week.
Yeah, you go ahead and say it. You said it. You heard what he said. It's Steelers week. You heard what he said. He already gave his prediction on Thursday. It's Steelers week.
That means something over here with this orange and black. That means something. Steelers week is different. Like Steelers week, you don't even give a shit what the record.
Hold on, Mr. KD. What orange and black?
You see my background? It's been the same. What are you talking about?
I mean, people start losing games and start losing jerseys. I ain't saying much.
And listen to what I was about to say. No, my Nuggets is on because my Nuggets actually play tonight. We have a game.
What's in the intro? Is grown man business.
Grown man business.
Grown man business.
Well, like me and Amari
off.
We agree on a lot of stuff, more so than IT would like. But one thing we definitely agree on is we stand as the most physical and the best division in football. Hands down, no debating. So we understand what it takes to win a division game in the North.
Hold on. So you saying, in other words, point blank period?
Point blank period. What else we talking about? What we talking about? But when I say Steelers week, that means something with this orange and black. Right? We know you got to buckle up. You need to tighten that chin strap. We know this game is going to be dirty, physical, nasty. Like, we know what it takes. And we look forward to it. Like, the thing about Steelers week is it don't even matter what your record is. You need to be 1-0 after this week. That's what's most important.
Once you step into that division, you need to win every one.
The Steelers could be 4-11. We could be 2-12, whatever, how the math add up. But you need to win this week. You need to be 1-0 for this week. And like I said, I think we're going to get the job done. We have an experienced guy. He knows the AFC North as well as you can. Dang, we creeping up on 2 hours. We was active tonight. But yeah, it's Steelers week. And of course, I got my Bengals over the Steelers because they come into the jungle. Some other ones I shout out. And Amari picked the Bengals over the Steelers too. We talked about that off camera. Some other ones I shout out. Eagles over the Vikings. Colts over the Chargers. The Commanders over the Cowboys because the Cowboys can't stop nothing. It's pitiful watching that defense. Bucks over Lions, I think that's going to be a great game. It's crazy. We was debating about the 2 coaches and they matching up this week. I might change, I might have something to say after that one. And then Jaguars over the Rams. Those are my picks.
Going into Thursday, I ain't got to say too much.
Yeah, I already told them your take on that.
The AFC North has 2 wins in the past 3 weeks, and they both come through Pittsburgh. So Pittsburgh over Cincy.
I saw that 0-9. I saw that. For 2-9.
I will keep it for us. I actually got the Panthers beating the Jets.
I thought you said the Panthers played the hold up. I thought
the Panthers the Panthers played the Bills. Yeah, you're right.
Or do they have a bye? He said they got the Panthers next.
Oh no, I actually think the Bills on bye.
I don't know.
Might,
Go ahead. Go
yeah,
with
the
your pick.
Bill. Yeah, I think the Bills on the bye week. Yeah. Actually, yeah. The Bills on bye week. So yeah, I got the Panthers. I got the Panthers beating the Jets. I got the Patriots beating the Titans. I feel like that's pretty evident. The Eagles over Vikings. I got the Commanders over the Cowboys. Like you said, the Cowboys can't stop a cold. I don't even think they can catch one at this point. Uh, I got the Falcons over the Niners. I feel like that's going to be a shocking one. And I got the Giants over the Broncos.
Oh, that's the shocker.
I feel like Jackson Dart and Cam Scottaboo got something else going.
That's your shocker. That's the. We should start that too, IT. We got to go with our shocker pick. What's going to be our shocker pick? So we can see how far people will go to try to be right. My shocker probably would be.
Cincinnati beating Pittsburgh. That's got to be the shocker. That's got to be the shocker.
Ain't no shocker.
Is that not the shocker?
In the words of Paul Heyman, my man Paul Heyman, WWE tapping the WWE. That's a spoiler.
With that being said, I need y'all to remember one thing. We ain't gonna play. We out.